What's up, YouTube family? This is Jaren here again with another video to help you out with your reselling journey. For those of you that don't know, I go by Big Dreams Online. I sell on platforms like Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and even Amazon. And this channel is all about giving you tips to help you resell, as well as to dream big and to accomplish lots of things in your life. So today I wanted to talk to you about a BOLO list. So I've put together a be on the lookout list. These are particular items that are bread and butter, but whenever I come across them, I always like to snatch them up because I can usually turn them over for a pretty good profit. So I don't want to waste any time. We'll jump right into it. I've got my trusty and handy dandy whiteboard right here, and I'm just gonna go through. I think I got 25 on here, so we'll go through 25 of these. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and also don't be afraid to subscribe. Okay, so number one is Miss Me Jeans. I've noticed that this is a brand of jeans that is huge. When you look on eBay and you filter the solds, you can see just how huge the market is for these Miss Me jeans. So anytime you're able to find these, especially for a good price, go ahead and snatch these up. I've sold some for $75, for $60. Anytime I sell these, it's usually above $50. So it's always a great flip for me. So definitely, if you see some Miss Me jeans, go ahead and pick those up. Number two, silver jeans. I just started getting these. I didn't know much about them, but I did some research, and this is another pair of jeans that do exceptionally well. So if you see these while you're out thrifting, or if you come across a pair while you're at a garage sale, snatch these up. You're going to make some pretty good money on these for a nice quick flip. Number three, Chaco sandals for the outdoor enthusiasts. They enjoy these very much, and especially whenever you are able to price them at a very reasonable offering, they're going to turn over very quickly. So Chaco sandals, they've come in all different variations and different styles, and really I haven't had any issues with any one of their styles. They all seem to sell very well. Number four, sports jerseys. I actually just sold a soccer jersey. It was a U.S. men's national team soccer jersey. As a matter of fact, I actually used this one in one of my videos showing people how to list. I did a detailed listing, and I actually used that one as an example. Well, that particular jersey ended up selling for $60 plus to an international buyer. So anytime you can find a sports jersey, be it basketball, football, soccer, baseball, typically those types of jerseys are going to do very well. So by all means, snatch them up. Number five, athletic shoes, particularly Nikes, Adidas, anything that has, good brand and the style is good. You definitely want to snatch those up. It's going to be a good buy. And people are always looking to, get some used pair of shoes for a pretty decent price. Number six, vintage stuff. This is one that I really, really like, vintage stuff, particularly the all over print t-shirts. I really like just the graphics and just the nostalgia behind it. So typically, if an item is, over 20 years older, then it's probably going to fall into that vintage category. There will be other factories that or factors that are contributed to that as well. But as far as clothing items go, if it's over 20 years, then it's typically going to be vintage, and vintage stuff typically does pretty well for me. Okay, Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone. Apparently, people like to learn different languages. I actually did some research, and apparently, our militaries and I guess some of the armed forces, they like to use Rosetta Stone whenever they're trying to learn different languages. So, typically, whenever I'm putting these online, they don't last very long. So, and if you find it, you can make a nice flip. Okay, number eight, cowboy hats. Okay, cowboy hats. Those Justin Boots. I've had a Justin Boots brand hat. I've had a Stetson brand hat. Right now I have an Atwood hat. I just picked that up last week, and I know it's going to sell pretty quickly. But in the past, when I have been able to get cowboy hats, they typically don't last very long. And even if they're not in the best of condition, there are those out there who frequent hats and they are able to get them fixed up, get them cleaned up, get them sewed up, whatever it needs. And those people jump on it fairly quickly. Okay. Number 9, boots. Guys are always looking for boots, especially for work. Women are looking for boots, for, just casual Western wear, whatever the case is. But I found that boots, Justin boots, Ariat boots, those all do very, very well for me. Doc Martin boots, those all do extremely well. So if you get your hands on some boots, you can typically sell those for a nice profit. Number 10, cargo pants. And really, any brand would do decent, I would think. However, whenever I am looking for cargo pants, I like to go for the Levi's. Wrangler does okay. Carhartt is fantastic. So, I like going for the bigger brands, but if I can't find a bigger brand, then Style by all means will do it as well. Okay, number 11, Under Armour. This is kind of subjective just because I know, sometimes, the hoodies will do well, sometimes shorts will do well, sometimes shirts will do well. It just kind of depends, and it depends on the season as well. So for right now, because it is winter, Under Armour hoodies for me are doing pretty well. So if you come across Under Armour hoodies, go ahead and snatch them up. I think it'll reward you pretty nicely. Okay, number 12, I absolutely love cinch jeans, and I typically can't hold on to them for too long. I usually sell them, for a nice, $15 or $20 profit. So I definitely like to turn those around anytime I see them. 13, Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson motorcycles, any type of gear I come across, whether it's the boots, the shirts. I even came across some sweatpants at one point, or some jeans, and they all sell very, very well. So Harley Davidson is definitely a brand that you want to be on the lookout for. 14, Doc Martens. I've talked about it a few times on my channel already, but Doc Martens do extremely well, and they come in all different variations as well. So if you come across some, go ahead and snatch them up, put them on your YouTube, or put them on your store, and you'll see how quickly they sell, especially if you have them priced right. Okay, number 15, Champion. Especially if you have like the bigger logo. So you see on my cowboy shirt that the logo is pretty big. So on the Champion stuff, if you have bigger graphic, bigger logos, it's gonna do pretty good. So, and you can do Champion like athleisure, you can do Champion hoodies, sweaters, shirts, whatever the case is. Champion stuff, it typically does pretty well. Okay. Merrell is number 16. I like getting the Merrell, the boots or the tennis shoes. That's typically what I'll get. And if you price these right, they should sell fairly quickly. Okay, so that's another solid buy, just another staple in my store is the Merrell brand. And then number 17, Teva. I get lots of sandals, and as soon as I list them, they're basically sold. They just do not last very long. Just a very good brand with great quality, and another one for outdoor enthusiasts. They know what they're getting with the Teva brand. So if you come across it, you want to snatch it up. 18 is LL Bean. I love LL Bean, just the quality and just the branding, and it does very, very well for me. I'm not able to find it as often as I would like to, but whenever I do, I typically get it listed, and it's sold within about 2 to 3 weeks. So it doesn't last very long in my store at all. Number 19 is Carhartt. Absolutely love Carhartt, and whether it be the pants, the shirts, the jackets, just whatever product line you find, for Carhartt, it's gonna do pretty well. So I always like getting the Carhartt brand, but unfortunately, there's a lot of thrifters out there who like the Carhartt brand too, where I'm from, and so it's kind of hard getting it. So whenever I do get it, I'm pretty excited, and I know it's not gonna stay on my store very long. Okay. Number 20 is Patagonia. Here's another brand that I really enjoy, but I don't get to, get too often. I actually just had a flip recently. I purchased a jacket. It was in great condition. and I think I sold it for maybe $84. So, we're talking about some very good flips with the Patagonia brand. So if you come across it, by all means, go ahead and snatch it up. And that's not just, and that was a women's jacket, but there's also men's stuff out there too that does well. The Fitzroy trout, the hats and, whatever, you can find with that on there, it's going to do pretty well. Okay, number 21 is FR or flame resistant products. So I've had some Carhartt products that are FR or flame retardant. And so what that means is that this stuff, like electricians, they like to use flame retardant or flame resistant products. That way, if, their clothes don't catch on fire, or that way they don't, burn, or so to speak. So you want to have the FR stuff whenever you're working out in the field. And those gentlemen typically know that, and it comes at a premium. And so if they see it online, especially for a discounted price, they're going to want to snatch it up fairly quickly. Okay, and then number 22, New Balance. Love New Balance. There's specific styles of New Balance shoes that do better than others. You definitely want to find that out, but for the most part, New Balance is just a solid brand to deal with. So if you come across it, by all means, snatch it up, and I think you'll be pretty pleased with the turnaround. Okay, number 23 is Ariat. Ariat is great for jeans, great for boots. Ariat is just a solid brand, and it does well for me all the time. And we're finishing up. I got two more. So video games. I mean, there's not much more to say about video games. Everybody loves video games, I think. So if you, and everybody on eBay is looking for video games. So if you have video games available and you're able to price those pretty cheap, they're not going to last long, okay? And then lastly, Sanuk. I love Sanuk, the loafers, I mean, the little house shoes, the slippers, all of them. Sanuk does very, very well, especially if you have it priced affordably. You're going to be able to sell them fairly quickly. So, okay, guys, that is my BOLO list. I gave you 25. Obviously, there's a lot more out there, and a good way to kind of learn, the brands and learn, what's out there that is selling is to just go to the solds. So what I would do is I would go to the solds and I would just filter just to see, how many are selling in each brand. So, for, if I'm looking at shoes, I want to know, how many shoes have sold overall, how many shoes have been pre-owned that have sold, how many have sold that have been a size 10 or a size 11 or a size 12. You can just continue to keep segmenting down as much as possible so that you can get as much information as you need. Okay, that's going to help you out whenever you're out sourcing, because whenever you see a product and you're not sure about it, you're going to be able to go into those solds and say, oh man, this is a really good item, I need to go ahead and get it. There's been 6,000 to sell over the past 90 days. I'm definitely thinking this is going to be a quick flip for me, and I'm pretty sure of it. So guys, you definitely want to do your homework, do your research, definitely looking at videos, that have BOLOs in there are going to help. But the best way is to just get out there and just, research it while you're going. So that's why we have these cell phones. They're very, very helpful. Listen, I appreciate you for tuning in to another video. It's always my pleasure. Still pretty new at this. So I'm still trying to learn and get better. Just trying to make an improvement every single time that, I create a video. So hopefully I can continue to keep bringing you great content. And like I said earlier, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, and do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. That way more people can see these videos and they can find help with their YouTube channel. All right, guys, that's going to be it. See you later.